About the anatomy physiology aspect, which I think you know already. So this is talking about the flow of the heart, the arteries, the veins. So I'm going to kind of go through this one very fast because I think electrocardiogram. Now, I'm not going to give you, although the electrical aspect is important to understand, like the SA node and all of that, but I'm not going to give you questions on stress fitting. You get that next or two. But understanding the electrical activity, that's all you need to know here. Yeah. In your stroke volume is the volume of blood, right? That with each beat of the heart, that's when the blood is ejected. That's okay. So this is pretty much, I do want you to know the normal cardiac output range, which is right here. Okay? So cardiac output equals what? Heart rate times your stroke volume. Okay? That is how you determine what your cardiac output is. Factors affecting cardiac output is your preload and your afterload. Now, preload is going to be, if you think about it, before. Afterload is going to be after, which is deals with resistance. Okay? Against the left ventricle, which then goes into the aorta. Okay, we're talking about that particular aspect. So, and that all results in contractility of the heart. So in order for good contractility, those two elements have to be in sync. All right? Question. A patient is receiving a drug that decreases afterload. To evaluate the patient's response to this drug, what is most important for the nurse to assess? Because you are evaluating, that's the nursing process. Is that a positive question or a negative? It's a positive question. Very good. Because I really think if you can distinguish between the difference, it'll help you be able to answer these questions. Okay? Very good. You guys are too smart. Okay. Structures, again, I think you get that. Comparison of the artery, the vein, capillary, I think anatomy-wise, you get that. Your baroreceptors, chemoreceptors, all of that is part of that structure and the function of the heart. This is important, but I think you know that. You learned that from foundations, right? When it comes to the FCC, the DB. Okay. You should know that. Again, don't need that. This is just using the Doppler for the blood pressure in some cases. Again, pulse pressure. Your MAP. What does MAP stand for? Mean arterial pressure. Okay, so I think you guys know all of this. I do want you to focus your oncology considerations. I will ask always because that's who we're taking care of, right? The majority of the population that we care for is your elderly patients. They're living longer and they're suffering from several chronic disease processes. So it's not uncommon for them to have 2, 3, 4 different types of major medical problems at the same time. So they are the ones you're primarily going to be caring for. All right, so it's important to understand cardiovascular disease increases with age for them. The leading cause of death in adults greater than 65 years of age. So you can see, and when you add on other medical issues along with that, they're very compromised. Okay. So one of the greatest risk factors is going to be age-related changes. Well, you know, the way I look at this is, as we age, and I should know, we live in that category too. Everything to me is decreased. Everything is kind of lowered to a certain extent. So, decreased response to stress, heart valves become thick and stiff, and sometimes these patients have to have valve replacement. Right. Number of pacemakers still is a concern. There are two types of pacemaker types. Anyone know what they are? The two types are demand and fixed. And it's kind of, if you want to know, well, what does that mean, it's kind of self-explanatory to a certain extent. Demand means the person has had a pacemaker inserted, and it works on demand. So as the heart needs more, it's there, okay? Fixed is it's a fixed rate. It's just, that's what it is. It's not going to change. It's constant, okay? Blood vessels thicken, the elasticity is lost, increase in SVT, decrease or no change in VCT. So hypertension becomes much more important to monitor for these patients, especially if they have other chronic diseases. Orthostatic hypotension. So if you're taking care of the elderly, you want to know if they suffer with hypostatic. And that, what is that? Exactly. Particularly if they're sitting and then you ask them to stand up and it drops like that, you take it in. And in fact, keep the cuff on them so that you can take it right away. Postparental hypertension in these patients is also an issue. 30% of patients over the age of 70 will be able to get that. Now, we're doing the assessment. What I said, everything revolves, this is what I say to you guys, I teach. Everything revolves around the nursing process. Everything that you do is about the nursing process. You can't fix what you don't understand, right? So you've got to assess first before you try to fix it. So your assessment in the cardiovascular sense of your patients is going to include subjective information, so you've got to ask them questions, and then of course your objective information that you do your assessment, because you've got to get some information from them. So what's the history of their present illness? Is there any genetic family history that's reflective of what they're dealing with this morning? So subjective, we talked about what's their nutrition. You're going to just cover everything. Their functional ability, their role relationship, do they live alone, and how are they managing their own ADLs within their own home setting? Many times they don't, and they really need help. Are they coping well? Genetic risk alert relates to your CAD, coronary artery disease. So we're looking at your lipoprotein gene. Cardiomyopathy is there. Hypertension we talked about is a great link. And then you do your assessment and you can come up with more information. And we're not going to do, but as long as you know like I said, the electrical aspect, but we're not going to do any surgery in the company. But you know S1, S2, and all of that. Murmurs, a little bit more specific to some patients. So getting a good cardiovascular assessment, understanding where they are. Pericardial friction loss could be a problem with some patients. Have you gotten comfortable with Most not.
No. We haven't had enough opportunities to hear adaptation sound.
I know. Here's what I want, wherever you are though, from clinical, what I suggest is that to get better at that is assessing with your instructor first. Because what I do is I allow, when I take students to clinical, I allow them to go around. Maybe you've got your patient, assigned patient, cared for, and comfortable. Go around and ask patients if it's okay, first with your instructor, and then the patient, of HIPAA, is it okay if I listen to your lung sound? Because there's nothing like learning the real thing as opposed to trying to hear it on audio. So when you have that spare time, get your stethoscope, clean it up, go around and just listen to the difference of patients' lung sound. Listen to their heart sound. And many times you will hear a murmur. It's kind of like a squishing sound. But that is what I suggest to you, is so that you really get a good understanding about the real issue. So no matter if you're in a clinic or you're in long-term care, go find those patients, and if they say it's okay for HIPAA, and your instructor says it's okay for you to do that, that's what I suggest. Okay? Cardio biomarkers. This is very important slide. Cardio biomarkers. Troponin is number one. So if we want to get a better understanding about whether a patient has an MI, we want to check that troponin biomarker. Okay. So there's a troponin T and a troponin 1. They rise within 4 to 6 hours and peak about 10 to 24 hours. So very important cardio marker. Normally the level in the blood is very low, so a rise in the level diagnostically of an MI could indicate there's an injury. And your troponin, so again, I'm giving you another level to look at. Look at your troponin levels in the back of your book where your labs are and see what the normals are for those. Oh, time for your break. Yep, right on time. Now, 20 minutes.